very first Facebook Live Tea with DJ. I don't know how to call it, but I just maybe call it Tea with DJ. I love tea, I love yoga. So when this concept of interviewing women entrepreneur actually came in with after our Red Tribe Fempreneur networking event, and we would like to use this platform to introduce the businesses, their journey, and at the same time to learn from them what they can share to us. So I would like to introduce you our very first guest, the founder of Feng Shui Focus, Lucy Richardson. Yes. Thank you so much for saying yes to me when I asked Lucy. Actually, I do not really have any idea how is it going to be, because I've never did a Facebook Live before, but I just say, hey, do you want to have an interview with me? And she just says, okay. And I know there's so much questions to ask, but we already set the date, and yes, we're here now. So thank you so much for not doubting me. Okay, so we would like to ask first of all, because you know Feng Shui is always is everywhere. It is with us all the time, and we always hear this, especially if you are living in Asia like we are right now. We are in Singapore. For those who are watching in my Instagram live, hello from Singapore. And those people who wanted to know what is Feng Shui and how does it work. Maybe you can explain us a little bit about Feng Shui and how does it really work. Is it like on our birth date, on the time we were born, or is it in the energy of the north, south, east? Maybe we can help us with that.
Yeah, yes, of course. Yes, of course. Well, thank you for the invitation, DJ. It's really nice to see you again and nice to be here. And lucky, I love tea too.
Yes.
So,
yes.
So I thought invitation to tea sounds great.
Yes.
And if we can talk about Feng Shui, then even better, because I love talking about it. So
very good.
So what was your first question? What is Feng Shui?
Yes, what is Feng Shui and how does it work?
Right, okay. Well, Feng Shui is about energy. It's about creating a positive energy in your home and ideally also in your workplace.
Yes.
So that, you know, the areas where you live and where you spend time, you want to have good energy there.
Yes.
And it can work in many ways. I mean, really, if you create good energy in your home, it will benefit the whole family.
Yes.
And your life will be smoother. It can create family harmony, or it can help with family harmony. It can help with your career. You might get a promotion or a new job offer. It can help with your business. You know, find new clients, or new clients come your way, or a new investor, or you know, whatever you need for your business. When you use Feng Shui, it can also help to improve your health. So a lot of my clients contact me because they have health concerns or health issues. So it can help with that. And just generally your life will be smoother and easier.
Yes. And basically, how does this work? Does this like Feng Shui only in home? I know that there's a Feng Shui in office as well, because I work in the interior design for more than 10 years, and we are very familiar with how the normal office should arrange based on the Feng Shui, and of course depends on where is it facing. But if I wanted to improve my health, if I wanted to improve my career or my relationship inside the house and with the family members, does it come with arranging the furniture in the house, or is it more than that?
That can obviously be part of it. I mean, that's not all about, you know, you don't necessarily have to arrange your furniture. It just depends on the person, you know, it depends on your layout, it depends on the directions.
Yes.
Arranging furniture is part of it, but it doesn't mean that you have to turn everything upside down, you know, when you decide to have a Feng Shui consultation. I think a lot of people are about it, and
Yes.
They think about feng shui, they like the idea, and they think, yeah, I would really like to do this, but then I'm going to have to change everything.
Yes.
or the master will tell me to change everything, but
Yes.
that's really not the case. It really is not the case. It's very individual. It depends on, you know, each family. It depends on the layout. Yeah, it depends on many factors.
Yes. Okay. And that means it's just changing as minimal as we can to change or to actually introduce the good energy in the house.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I always do is I use what the client has, and I make the best use, you know, with what the client has.
Great. Yes, very good.
Yeah.
And we are actually, I've never asked this to you, we know each other for many years, but I'm very curious as well on when did you start to have interest in feng shui, and I mean, how did you, or when did you realize that you wanted to really practice this, not just practice, but also to push this as your career?
Well, that's a bit of a longer story, but I try and keep it short maybe. I first discovered feng shui when I lived in London, and it was a coincidence really, but then I had a consultation done on our apartment where we lived, my husband and I, and that really changed our life. It really changed our life completely, and it helped, you know, solve the problems we had at the time. And from then on, I was just practicing it for myself, and my family. I mean, we were having a good time. I mean, we lived in London. Things were going well. I loved my job. I finally got pregnant.
Yes.
And my husband got, a few years later, my husband got this job opportunity to move to the Philippines. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So things were really going well. And then we moved to Singapore in 2007. And that's when I met Lillian too. I attended her feng shui extravaganza.
And this is in
here
Malaysia.
Singapore.
Oh, in Singapore.
It's in Singapore. She used to do it in Singapore every year and in Malaysia. Now she's reached an age, she doesn't travel so much anymore. So just because of COVID anyway, the last two extravaganzas happened online. I'm not sure if she'll come to Singapore again, but if not, then it will be online.
Very lucky,
but anyway, in those days, she came to Singapore. And to be honest, I was just blown away by that event. It was just like, wow, you know, it was one of these wow experiences for me. And I realized that there was just so much more to feng shui than I actually knew, you know, and that I expected. And I just thought, wow, this is it really. I mean, I managed to speak to Lillian, who's assistant, after the event, and I found out everything I needed to know about, you know, Lillian Tu's training.
Yeah.
And that's how it all started, you know, when we came to Singapore and meeting.
So you really did practice the feng shui consultation here in Singapore.
Yeah.
So you pioneered it here and then set up the feng shui focus.
Yes.
I see. How is your challenges, if you have any? Because you know. In Singapore, there's a lot of local feng shui masters and consultants. So how was your challenge? Did you ever have a challenge, and how did you overcome those challenges?
I mean, obviously, when you set up your own business, I mean, feng shui focus is just me. You know, I mean, I do everything.
Yes.
Okay, not quite everything. I now have someone who helps me with my website.
Yeah.
But apart from that, you know, everything is just me. And of course,
it is good to ask as a parent, as a mother, and as a friend, as a daughter. So it's good to ask and shout help when we needed it.
Definitely. And also, I mean, you know, you're much better off, you know, spending your time at something that you're good at.
Yes.
And it's much more economical.
Right.
It's better use of your time.
Yes.
And then you can also work, you know, better, obviously. And I've always, from the beginning, I thought I don't want to interfere with the local feng shui masters. I was always hoping to attract international clients.
Right.
And this is really what happened. I mean, most of my clients are international from all sorts of nationalities, but increasingly also local Singaporeans, which is nice.
That's very good.
Yeah, which I think is a very nice, for me, you know, to happen to me.
That's very nice, and I think it's also more and more people outside of Asia, they are starting to realize, to appreciate and discover the power of feng shui and how it affects them.
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah, it's very good that now it's, you know, we get to enjoy the luck that we could have by by understanding how this energy works with us in our home and in ourselves and our career.
And once it's something, you know, once you've had a feng shui consultation done, you learn a lot as well. And then when you move house, you know, of course I'll be happy to come back and help you with your new house. You know, many of my clients actually move and they ask, oh Lucy, can you come and help us again? But also you learn yourself, and it's so much knowledge that you can then apply yourself, you know, to your new home. So it's, it's valuable, you know, for your whole future, not just only for the space where you live in now.
Yes. And so now would like to talk about Feng Shui focus. So tell us about the service that you're offering. What exact service that you're offering? If somebody tells you, oh, I wanted to improve my health or my career, so how do you go on about this?
Yeah, well, the majority of my work is with private clients, home consultations. I also do consultations for businesses or offices, so that can be an individual office room, or it could be a whole business, like a whole company, like with 20 employees or you know, bigger even. I basically use the 3 main formulas of feng shui. The first one's called the 8 aspirations formula. This will help you create positive energy in your home, energy that will support you, and this is also where you can activate certain areas in your life that you want to activate, like your health, for example, or your career luck, or love and romance if you're looking for a partner. So this all falls under the 8 aspirations formula. And then the next formula is called 8 mansions formula. This is where we calculate your good and bad directions, because each person has 4 good directions and 4 bad directions. And that's calculated from your date of birth.
I see.
So obviously the secret to success is that you should use your good directions.
Yes. And avoid the 4 bad directions.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, very interesting.
Yeah. And then there is another formula called the Flying Stars formula. And that, with that formula, we can find out where is the lucky areas in your home, and there are like if there's any trouble spots in your home, any negative areas, and then also there will be certain things you can do to improve the energy in the negative areas, and also to activate even the good areas even more. Or if you know my living room is my best area, obviously you want to spend more time in your living room, and not in your dining room, for example, because you want to use the good energy that you have.
Ah, okay. And so, and in that service, how do you package it? Is it just going to be like one-time consultation, or is it going to be a few days consultation? How does this package work for?
It's one consultation, but for homes I offer 2 types of consultations. The difference is basically I offer home consultation with a written report, or just a consultation without a report, which is when I meet you and I explain everything to you, and you make your own notes.
And then I can arrange it by myself, and then, okay.
But in any case, I mean, whether you want me to write the report or not, I'm always here to ask questions. So if you have, after the consultation, if you have questions, obviously I will always, you know, answer your questions. I can also come back on a visit, you know, to just check on things, like 3 months later, for example, you know, for some fine-tuning. So that will also be included.
Okay, that's very comfortable, because, you know, home is very personal, right? This is something like you nested for many years and you have a lot of memories. So it's very difficult if people come in, especially, you know, within the interior design, when we were doing that before, it's very difficult to step into that kind of territory. So, and to advise on, oh, this one you have to take out, this one you have to change. So it is nice to like give them some advice, and then up to them how they're going to tweak that. And then you can also advise, okay, you don't want to take that out, then maybe you can just put something just to, you know, contra the energy. So at least that, you know, some things are very special for them, that they have no heart to keep it or to put it away.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, this is really, I couldn't have said it any better. It's really true, because I mean, obviously everyone's attached to their things that they have, you know, or, okay, some people more, some people less. But I mean, so it's you have to try to find balance somewhere. But also as a client or as a potential client, you do have to be open, you know, to changes, because otherwise, if you're not willing to change anything, then, you know, then nothing is going to change.
It is true.
So you have to be open to changes. But like I said, you know, I always work with what the client has and try and make the best, you know, with what the client has. So for example, I would say that Buddha picture, for example, would be better on that wall, you know, something like that, you know. So these are little things really that you can do, like changing pictures, for example, can have a lot, you know, a big effect. It can really make quite a difference.
Yes, and you can see they have a lot of clutters in here everywhere that I would like, you know, have a special spot in my heart. So, and who are your clients? Basically, who are those that actually usually come to you and ask for advice?
It's mainly the ladies. Very often the husbands tend to be a bit critical about feng shui. But that's okay. My own husband was critical for many years. So I totally get it. I totally understand. But it's very often the ladies who are actually concerned about their husbands. So it's ladies who want to improve their family life, but also want to help their husband, you know, try and improve his career prospects and things like that.
Also, you can also do that. Like, it's not only about yourself, but it's also your family members. If they're getting through something and you think like, you know, I could also arrange or to welcome the good energy to him, that also is possible. Okay. Yes, and probably also those people who are in their career, who wants to advance.
Yes. So there's two types of clients really. I mean, one's like the family mother who wants to just, you know, look after, make sure the family is happy and everything and healthy and everything goes well. But then also there's the working, you know, the career person or the working person who also has her own, you know, her own goals, her own career goals. That she wants to pursue.
Yes, like specifically, I mean, I work here in Singapore in interior design before, and the designers has to know the standard feng shui, you know, how it works, and so that they could arrange where's the location of the finance department, where's the marketing department should be in the part of the office, so that, you know, it brings a lot to each of the company. And not only the designer, but also those marketers who are selling the design, because they are the window of the office and the company, so they will always get the question of okay, where am I going to put this, and they should also know the basic ones. And if ever they wanted to really go on into more details, as an interior design, we also have to get some consultant to get into, and then that starts their journey into the feng shui. So I think it's really important to also know this, you know, to improve your life and career.
Good. Definitely,
And if they decide to engage you, and the viewers here, what are the things that they can actually prepare, like birth dates, what else, or the birth date of the family members?
So I will need the dates of birth of all the family members, and I will also need a floor plan of your home. So if it's an apartment, I mean, it's just one floor. If it's a house, I need each story, obviously, so I need the floor plans. So that's what I need. Depending on the home, depending on the situation, I might also need some information about renovations.
Right.
But it's most times it depends. It depends on the age of the home.
Yeah.
Really. So,
Usually Singapore, there's not much, right?
Yeah, yes. I mean,
there's not much wall that you can knock in here. These are all foundation of the building.
Yes.
So there's not much. Only one
Yeah.
wall or two walls that you can knock, and then that's it. So yes, but for the landed houses, I mean, some history of if there's a room here before, if, what is the room were used, or is also important somehow.
Not that much, but it's to do with the energy of the home and of the time period and the time aspect of feng shui.
Right.
So if it's an older home, it might have been renovated and then transferred like into the new feng shui period. So this is something I need to know if it's an older home. But we can clarify that. It's not a big issue.
Okay.
But the basic things are really the floor plan and the dates of birth.
Floor plan and the date of birth of the family members and those who are living, the inhabitants of the house.
Yeah,
I see.
Yeah, I mean some clients actually like to include the helpers too, so that's perfectly fine.
Also the one living there. And so if that is the case, that means that you can also do, for those viewers we have from other places, not only in Singapore, that means you can also do online consultation, right? They just send you, do they have to send you the photo of their house, or because
it would help? I mean, it would help if I had some photos. Obviously it helps. It's not absolutely necessary, but it's helpful.
Okay, if they wanted to be more detailed. Yeah. Good. And now we are in the very exciting part. Then maybe we take this opportunity to get some tips from you on what are that we can do in our house. Those general to invite the chi, the energy, the good energy to our house. What are the tips that you can tell us so that when we get home, we could start thinking that maybe what we can do to.
Okay. That's I need to think. Well, generally, it's always best, like when you're sitting, like we're sitting here, for example, to sit with your back against the wall. Like also like if you have a home office or if you're working at home, you want to sit with your back against the wall, which gives you support.
Yes.
And also kind of protection.
So now that we are work from home, it's better to put your back towards to the wall, and then that you can see the room.
You want to see the room and you want to see the door.
Yes.
So that you are in command of the area and you're in command of what's going on around you, because you see what's happening if someone's coming in.
That's very good tip.
So
Yes.
Yeah. The same also like when you set up your bedroom, for example, also you should also place your headboard against a solid wall, and you should not place it under a window.
Okay, the headboard should not be under the window, so it should be just a solid wall.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a very good tip.
Tip.
And that is actually for the harmony of the relationship, or?
No, that's purely for your health really, and for your good sleep.
I see.
Yeah, because if you have a window above your, when you sleep, your body recharges and you're supposed to rest and recharge. But if there's a window behind you, it can really disturb your sleep. It can bring you bad dreams and it's not very healthy.
Yes. Okay. How about in the entrance of the door? Should we have something? I heard that you have to put water. Is it true? Like some.
Well, a water fountain is very, very potent for your feng shui. It's a very good activator. With water, you can activate your career luck and also your wealth and prosperity luck.
Yes. So you have to have like this kind of. Should it be like a moving water, or a stagnant water is fine?
No, it needs to be. If you want to activate, it needs to be moving water.
And does it has to be just in the entrance or any part of your house?
Well, that's what. It depends on your directions. It depends on the layout. Water is very powerful, so you must have it in the right place, because it can also cause damage if it's in the wrong place.
Okay.
Yeah, so you need to be careful with water. You need to check with someone.
I see. Now I understand.
Yeah.
Yes. Anything else you want to share with us?
I can't. I can't think of anything.
And that is also actually feng shui only, not only in the house. Is it also like, how about in the colors that you wear in the office? Does it also affect your?
This is.
Does it also covers with your?
I'm not doing that yet. I'm in the process. This is the Pachi, which is like your birth horoscope, and this sort of covers.
So this is a sister.
And yeah, this is like the feng shui for the person,
Okay.
and as opposed to feng shui for the home and or for the
more
office,
of the
for the location, for the space. Yeah. So for the person, I'm in the process of studying this at the moment.
Okay.
So hopefully by the end of the year I can launch this as a new service as well. And that is when you will learn, what elements are good for you, what colors are good for you.
Yes.
And also that's the main thing. And then make a bit of predictions about when people have good phases and bad phases.
Yeah, so that they are ready, towards the year.
Exactly,
Usually, it's quite popular on your predictions towards the year. What is it for you, so that you are more prepared on how are you going to tackle these challenges.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering if there are some people who ask some question. Hi, Tess. And also hello to Rivati, hello. So, do you have any questions that you wanted to ask from Lucy? Hit us up. Maybe you wanted to ask specific questions about your home, or about feng shui, or about the business. So, where can they reach you if they wanted to know more about and to contact you?
Yeah, you can reach me through my website, fengshuifocus.com.sg. There is a contact form, and I'm also on Facebook and on Instagram, so you can reach me there as well.
Great.
And the thing about feng shui is like what you just mentioned now. I mean, life goes up and down. Life goes in cycles. So but the purpose also is, not to only improve your life, but also to be prepared. So sometimes, feng shui can really help you, or something is coming, there's going to be difficult times, whatever, that's coming. So you can prepare yourself, and you can just lie low and wait for the storm to be over, basically.
Right.
And then pick yourself up and start again, with new energy, with good energy.